Well, now I don't know. Do I go game time, whoop, or do I go ask the fight guys?
You can't ask.
But I don't know what you want me to do. See what I'm saying? So it's like,
Ask.
ask the fight guys. We'll just stick with that.
Okay. No problem. All right. So the question that we have. All right. So let me just briefly go over this. Last episode, we talked about whose career would we rather have, Manny Pacquiao or Floyd.
Mhm.
I said Floyd.
You took a
Peter
lot
said,
of grief.
oh my God. Peter said Manny. I was hit with so many negative comments. One person called me a moron in about 3 different comments because he couldn't get it all out. But throughout his comments, everything was misspelled except for the word moron. So I'm like, how you gonna call me a moron and you can't even spell, homie?
Well, I'll tell you why, Brian. He didn't have an array of
He didn't
words.
have an array of things, and he didn't use any apostrophes at all.
None.
I'm like, call me something else instead of something that is reference to intelligence. If you're gonna misspell everything, say that my head is big, which it is. Okay, say that or something. Don't go into saying that stuff. But anyway, that sparked another question which came about, and this one says, whose career would you rather have, Roy Jones Jr. or Mike Tyson? Now, Peter, understand, if you answer this wrong, somebody's gonna call you a moron.
Right.
So you get your right.
I mean, do you want me to answer first?
You can. No, it doesn't matter to me. I can go.
I mean, it's a great question.
It is a great question.
And like I said, once again, depends what you value.
Depends on what you value.
And just like on the heels of that other question, and maybe they're trying to set us up.
Maybe
they're trying to set you up.
It's me more than likely because you are gonna. I have a feeling that you're gonna always be the more popular one in these particular questions.
I don't even know why. I mean, to answer the question,
I don't know. I just think you are.
From a career perspective, me personally, I would have rather had Roy Jones Jr.'s career, but it's for reasons that I value. Mike Tyson was. The reason is went from middleweight to super middleweight, light heavy. Did he skip cruiser?
Yes.
And then won the heavy. So he's a 4-division world champion, including heavyweight.
Yeah.
And he was spectacular to watch. He had a longer reign as champion throughout his career. And that's just my opinion. Now, Mike Tyson, legendary, iconic. One of the most well-known worldwide in the history of the sport, right? Mm-hmm. Forget about what they kept, but Mike earned a lot of money. Mm-hmm. He had trouble outside the ring. To me, like we were talking about the other day, I think that, like I said, for me, Roy Jones Jr. I love both of them and what they accomplished. But since we were posed the question, for me, it would be Roy Jones Jr. That's just a personal preference. Mm-hmm. But I think,
well,
just like I said, it depends what you value and how what means more to you, right? Like what would mean more? For me, Mike, on the flip side, youngest heavyweight champion in the history of the sport. Mm-hmm. Was the most feared man in the sport. Mm-hmm. Everyone around the world knew Mike Tyson. He legitimately had the nickname baddest man on the planet. Mm-hmm. Probably had a lot of fun too along the way.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, unfortunately, I agree.
So now we're both morons.
If there is ever a question as to whether you are the absolute greatest that has ever done something, and the other person you're being compared to is not in that conversation at all, then for me, it's pretty easy to say that Roy had the most enviable career.
Right.
There were times in Roy's career where I've never looked at somebody in boxing and go, I ain't never seen nobody else that could do that. I have looked at Roy several times and go, I have never in my life seen another human being that I know they could do that. Not Sugar Ray Robinson, not nobody. I ain't never seen another person that could do that. And I'm not saying he's better than Sugar Ray Robinson. That's a whole nother conversation. But from the people that I have ever watched live, Roy Jones is the greatest boxer I've ever seen. So, I didn't, Ali was still fighting when I was alive, but I wasn't old enough to know what I was looking at.
Right.
So I can't include that. Larry Holmes was fantastic. Larry Holmes is like the first great fighter him and Sugar Ray Leonard was the first great fighters I was ever actually introduced to and saw them, fighting in prime type of thing. And I was still very young then. But Roy is, people talk about Roy's, his resume. Roy beat several Hall of Famers.
Right.
He made it look easy when he beat everybody. Like almost every single person he ever beat, he made it look easy. And it wasn't like really from an athletic standpoint. And if you just like Iron Mike Tyson is Iron Mike Tyson, and it goes even beyond boxing.
Transcends the sport.
It transcends the sport. That's why he can show up at AEW Double or Nothing and get a spike on social media because he's Mike. And so in some ways, I can understand somebody saying, well, from a whole marketability standpoint, Mike Tyson's appeal has lasted longer than Roy's. That's true. That is true. That is 100% true. But I still would rather have had Roy's career because Roy didn't lose a fight until he probably shouldn't have even been fighting anymore.
He lost the fight in his 20s.
Yeah.
He'd already been stopped by Buster Douglas.
Yeah.
In his what, 27, 28, 27?
I think he was 26-0. Oh, you mean?
But I'm saying his age.
His age. You know what?
26?
That's really interesting. I don't remember.
He was 29. He was 20.
19. I know it was 1991, right?
Okay, and he was 29 and 95 when he came out.
Okay, so
25?
Born in 1966. So Buster Douglas fight took place in 1990. So he was only 24.
Right. So he did lose in his physical prime.
Yeah, he was 23. He hadn't even turned 24 yet.
Got knocked out.
Mercy, do you realize?
Okay. He then comes back. And then I think when he fought Holyfield, he must have been no older than 32.
When he fought the
31.
Time, he was 30.
The first time?
He was about to turn 31.
Right. And he got stopped.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is this.
Against Holyfield at the age of 30.
Right. So what I'm saying is when Roy lost to Tarver, when he started to really, how old was he? 34?
Yeah, I believe he was 33 or 34 when he lost to Tarver. I'll tell you for sure in a second.
And he'd already won world titles in 4 weight divisions.
To realize that how young Mike was when he lost that fight.
Yeah.
When Roy lost to, because we're not even going to count the Montel. That's stupid. It was 2004 when Roy lost to Tarver. And so that means Roy was born in 1969, 2004. That make him, what is that, 25?
No.
Oh, 35. I'm sorry.
Bro, come on.
Hey.
So I was close. I said 34.
Wait a minute. No, you're right. Right. 35.
So look, what I'm saying is it took Roy 4 winning championships in 4 weight classes. Actually, he also competed and got robbed of a gold medal in the Olympics.
Absolutely.
That counts in my book in a career.
Yeah.
Robbed of a gold medal, came on to win world titles in 4 weight classes, 4 weight divisions, which no one's ever done that, by the way, from middleweight to heavyweight.
Nobody.
Okay.
5 years old.
That's what I'm saying. He got stopped by Tarver, and he was beyond his prime. He physically was beyond his prime.
Yes.
And how many fights did he have up until that point?
He was 49-1 if you count the Montel.
50. I don't count that. So
50 fights.
He was undefeated in 50 fights. I mean, think about that.
Think about that for a second, though. Think about that for a second.
He had Floyd's record.
Yes. That's what I'm about to say. He had Floyd's record.
I live in your brain.
That's crazy. He was really 50-0.
He was.
That's what he was really 50-0.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. Call us morons. We don't care.
He was 50-0, guys.
Remember, Mike became a pop culture icon.
Mm-hmm.
Roy Jones Jr., his body of work was much greater than Mike's.
Whew, I'm going to tweet that. If you don't count the stupid DQ, Roy Jones was already Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Yeah. And went on to do what no one else has done, middleweight to heavyweight.
He'd already done that, I believe.
He did, but what I'm saying is that still he did something that nobody else in the sport has done.
Yeah, he'd already done that by that time.
Imagine just being able to go back and forth, and he fought Tarver at 175.
Yeah, I mean, that's stupid.
That weight management, that strength and conditioning, the ability to do that is I don't think we'll ever see that again.
That's stupid. That's just stupid. It's crazy. That's just so. Even if you guys didn't get the debate today, what you did get was you just got a gem dropped on you in terms of just understanding and putting Roy's career in perspective. Roy was already floored.
The two of us just had an epiphany with each other.
I mean, and if you want to know, you want to really look at it, Roy didn't have any controversial decisions leading up to his 50-0.
None.
There was no Jose Luis Castillo fight.
There was no even circumventing anyone. He fought everybody.
So it was, that's real.